be with you.
And also with you.
Christ has risen.
Christ has risen indeed.
It's time to hear one of God's stories. After God made Jesus alive again, God raised Jesus from the dead. Jesus' disciples continued to meet on Sunday, the first day of the week. This Sunday, the disciples were happy because last week they had seen Jesus alive in this very room. Jesus had said to them, "Peace be with you. As God has sent me, so I send you to do what I have said and done." And then Jesus breathed on them and said, "Receive the Holy Spirit." But Thomas had not been with them. And Thomas said, "Unless I see and touch the nail marks in his hands and touch his side, I will not believe that Jesus is alive." And the doors closed. And suddenly, someone appeared. "Peace be with you," he said. And then he said, "Thomas, look at my hands. Come, touch them. And put your hand in my side. Stop doubting and believe." Thomas said, "My Lord and my God." "Thomas," Jesus said, "do you believe because you see me? Blessed is everyone who has not seen me, and yet they believe." I wonder why Thomas doesn't believe the disciples when they say that Jesus is alive. And I wonder how Thomas feels seeing Jesus alive. I wonder what the disciples will do. I wonder why Thomas calls Jesus my Lord and my God. I wonder how the disciples feel as Jesus breathes on them and says, "Receive the Holy Spirit." I wonder if you believe Jesus was alive. It's time to light the Christ candle. The story we heard today about Thomas doubting that Jesus had been risen from the dead is in the Bible. It's in the book of John, chapter 20, verse 19. It was still the first day of the week, and that evening, while the disciples were behind closed doors because they were afraid of Jewish authorities, Jesus came and stood among them, and he said, "Peace be with you." After he said this, he showed them his hands and his side. And when the disciples saw the Lord, they were filled with joy. Jesus said to them again, "Peace be with you. As the Father sent me, so I am sending you." And then he breathed on them and said, "Receive the Holy Spirit. If you forgive anyone's sins, they are forgiven. If you don't, then they are not." As we think about the story today and enjoy the Christ candle, we know the love and light of Jesus and his love for us is not just in this place, but in all places and all spaces, with you always. Amen.